Hi everyone, Mike Allegre for FullAccessSports.com, and this week our special guest here from the football team, Tait Stevens. And big number 6 had a big decisive impact on the game in the big win against Hardin Simmons last week, 64-34, but he wasn't the only one. He didn't score any touchdowns, but he was all over the field and he led the team in tackling with 15. Since you've been here and since you've kind of picked up that role, you're getting in a lot more tackles. You're starting now where you started sporadically at the end of last year. A big difference for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been great. I was behind Dom and Cody, 2 studs, last year, so I was just learning from them and taking all that in, and was able to put it to work last week.
What is it, some of the keys for you, from your side of the ball that led to such a big win? You think about the defense playing against a bunch of big guys, a bunch of big horses to bring down. They still had 2 guys that have over 330 yards between them, and you had to tackle those guys a few times. What was the big difference, you think, for defense overall and in where you play?
Defensively, I think it was just everyone stepping up. We graduated a ton of just really good seniors last year and a bunch of holes to fill, but a ton of guys stepped up. Wendell Galvin, TJ Matsumoto, Jack Nelson. Everyone just came ready to play. And like you said, there were some big boys, some good running backs back there. But we were able to team up and gang tackle and bring them down.
Were you worried a little bit there for a while? They were making that comeback. They did outscore us in the second half by 21-18, and they did get the running game going. Did it start to worry you a little?
A little bit, not a ton. We got out to that early lead, so I think we got a little comfortable and kind of let them back in it. But we battened down the hatches a little bit in the second half after they started to creep closer, and so we weren't too worried, but we definitely had to tighten up a little bit there at the end.
Tait, when you think about your role from last couple of years to your role this year, you're a starter, and there's a lot of things are expected. What do you feel different in your role this year beyond just being the starter?
It's just mostly leadership. I tried to be a leader the last few years, but it's more of a lead by example kind of thing. And this year, trying to be more vocal and lead the younger guys and kind of show them how we do things around here the Bearcat way.
When you first start out, I think anyone would agree you start out on special teams. Special teams, I think, arguably could be said one of the key factors we won this game. 2 touchdown returns with Terrell Malley and with Tyson Gisa, 85 and 94 yards. Then you think about a lot of the little things that happen on special teams. You played a lot of special teams, both punt return, kickoff, whatever it might be. It's a hallmark here. Under 2 different coaches now, it's a hallmark. What's it take to be a good or a great special teams player?
It really just all comes down to effort. Coach Gilligan did an awesome job this last week. obviously it showed 2 touchdowns in our first 2 kickoff returns. But on special teams, you don't have to be the biggest, you don't have to be the fastest or the strongest or anything like that. It's just coming and just running full speed and doing your assignment, just giving the best effort you can on every play.
I know last year, and I can't remember who the 2 guys were, but there were 2 guys on the team that they had a contest who could block or put a hand on a ball for an extra point or a punt without a penalty all year long. And this went on and on. And this is the type of little competitions that make special teams better.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got little rewards for special teams like that. We've got the hammer award for the biggest hit, the chain for the guy that's given the best effort on special teams. So, it's the competition that drives the special teams. And that's why we're so successful.
You think about September, you've got not only September here with Sewanee, then we have a week off. Then the last weekend of the month, we travel to East Texas Baptist, which is in East Texas. Then you're off another week, 2 bye weeks in 3 weeks. Then it's home the second weekend in October. Our practice is going to be a little different when you don't have a whole lot of games, do you think? Do you think they're going to change?
I don't think they're going to change. We just got to come ready to work and prepare like we have a game that week every day. We're just going to come and, the coach is going to prepare us for whether we have a game that Saturday or the following Saturday. We're going to be preparing for that team and just coming and working hard and getting better every day.
One of the things that people always say, well, what about the playoffs? Well, we're not even in halfway through September yet, but this really is one game at a time, and on a realistic basis, you can't look much past your next opponent.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, no, it's all about Sewanee right now, and we're not looking past that at all. It's one game at a time, like you said. Especially one game can make or break your season, so you really got to focus on every one.
I'm told you're in grad school.
That's correct. Yeah.
So this is your last year of eligibility.
This is my last year. Yeah.
What are you in grad school for? You did come here to learn something as well, and I heard you're doing well. What are you doing?
I'm in the 3-2 program it's the MBA business program. I'm not sure what I'm focusing on yet, but I'm in grad school, so taking advantage of everything Willamette has to offer. academic-wise.
Seemed to work out well for my broadcast partner, Mark Meek.
Yes, sir, it did. It did. I know. He was one of him and Harmon Bruno, Jake Kinnett, Matt Millard. There's a ton of guys that have gone through it, and they were the ones that gave me the idea, so I kind of just followed in their footsteps.
And that means there's a balancing act. Studies, football studies, meetings, classes, free time, sleep, etc. What's this balancing act like for you, and how is that going to help you down the road?
It's difficult right now. There's not a whole lot of free time, and a lot of in-class time, a lot of studying, a lot of practice time and studying for that. So it's good. It's basically a full-time job. So it's preparing you for that. 40 hours a week you're going to be putting in. Once you're done with school. So it's great practice for later in life, and I'm just enjoying it right now.
And two types of tests: testing in the classroom and testing on the football field.
Exactly. Yeah, on the field.
Well, good luck to you. It's great to see you in the starting position. You are showing the leadership. Big part of the wins we hope for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You bet. One of our defensive backs, it's Tait Stevens, or one of our grad students as well here on Full Access Sports. He's our special guest. We thank him for joining us. Good luck to him, and that'll do it. That's our special guest for this week here on FullAccessSports.com.